Well, that's great. Welcome again to the conversations that we're having with some of our colleagues around the world, just trying to understand how this global pandemic is affecting L&D. And I'm really delighted this morning that I can welcome a very good friend of mine, Letitia. So Letitia, hello.
Hello, Harry. Very nice to see you again.
Yes, and you. Letitia, maybe you could tell us just, well, who you are and where you're from and maybe a little bit about what you do.
Okay, so we know each other for more than 12 years, Harry. Okay, I'm in this L&D business for more than 20 years. I'm from Romania, from one of the most beautiful parts of the country in Iași, in the northern part of the country, which of course I would be very delighted to see and to be here. You are welcome here. I'm a coach, a trainer, and a facilitator for most of the industries in the country, and we deliver this kind of programs all over the countries.
Great. Maybe we could start off just with that simple question about how the pandemic has affected you in Romania. How's it affected the business?
Yes, this pandemic affected us as any other business that imply interacting with people. So we stopped quite abruptly. We were during some very interesting and very well-conducted trainings all around the country, and they stopped abruptly, as I have already told you. But quite the next week of the crisis, we started delivering coaching in a much more alert way, coaching teams and individuals. Our goal was only to accompany them and to provide a space for them to understand and to grasp the times that we are all crossing. So they didn't expect from us anything, nothing to tell them to do this or not to do that, but just to have this space of being listened, of being understood, of being heard and respected during their crisis.
I guess that they felt that was very valuable as well, I would think, at that time.
Valuable in terms of our relationship.
Sure.
I mean, sure. Yeah. This kind of business relationship strengthens at the human level. Yeah. So I think it's the most valuable thing that could have happened to us during this crisis.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I mean, a lot of people immediately go into themselves, don't they, and worry about how they're going to deal with things.
Right.
But you're right. I mean, focusing on the clients and trying to help them is really, really important. Has that continued at all, Letitia, or did it come to a halt?
Well, this had its life, as in life, it had its life. As time went by and people tried to understand and navigate the turbulences, the coaching need was less and less a fact, and that gave us a very good opportunity for us to redesign, reconfigure, and program our trainings to make them work on the online as well, not only offline.
Maybe could you just talk us through that? I mean, how did you arrive at that point? Because obviously there's a major shift going on. I'm interested in the process that maybe you went through to arrive where you are now at delivery.
Yeah, first of all, we looked at the profile of our client, and we noticed that they need to be engaged. Right. And they need to be active and to be interactive. So we redesigned the activities and the way we set up times and topics for discussion as for us to reach them and to keep them there. So we had this kind of a pivoting the training programming, the concept, starting from what to do to make it interactive and to make it appealing for them to keep engaged, to be engaged during that time of program.
Right. Right. How do you see the future then of sort of face-to-face instructor-led training? What was it going to look like for you in the future?
As far as we know from our clients, we are now delivering also business simulation online.
Right.
So what we have learned is that there are two kinds of clients. Some of them are not ready to give up face-to-face interaction. We still need this kind of interacting together to hear, to even touch our hands and touch things. We are kinesthetic. And other people maybe who are younger or maybe who are well prepared for dealing things online with remote teams as well, find it more easier. So we are going to deliver and to design and to think, to conceive things following these two directions. And we see this as an blended kind of approach, with parts of being delivered face-to-face and bits of online modules in between.
Yeah, that's great.
For them to learn at home in their own time, in a flipped manner.
Yes.
Find it their own time of studying and learning.
That's great. I hope you don't mind me saying this, but you're a very experienced L&D practitioner. You've been doing it for a long time, and I was just interested if you were if I was a, this will stretch your imagination, but if I was a young man just starting out in the profession, and I came to you and said, Letitia, what advice would you give me? What things do I need to know? What do I need to become proficient in to be a success in this profession? What advice would you give me today?
Okay, besides the fact that, of course, you are very young, and we all know we all are young, but let's take it from here. So since you are very, very young, you are highly in digital literacy, so you are highly refined with your own skills here, as you need to be comfortable with dealing with online technologies. I would strongly recommend, and I will join you as well, in learning and in honing, in refining voice skills.
Right.
Voice skills, diction, rhythm, pace, and maybe make use of these other parts of the nonverbal communication. We are no longer in front of the classroom. We are no longer in front of the people to see us entirely, our posture, our way of dealing with things, whispering. So we now have this need to refine these skills of saying things in a manner that we are heard and that we keep them engaged. Again, attention span is very limited, especially in online environment. So we need to keep them there. How? With our voice, with this scene here, and the way you nod may mean something. Maybe you are following. I need to be there with you, and you to be there with me as a young trainer, as you are.
That's very interesting. Yeah, I don't think many people would have thought down that avenue. That's really good. Thank you. As we draw to a close, there's just one question, really. That is, if I was to limit you to one word to describe the future of L&D, what word would that be?
Without hesitation, it's fluid.
Right.
Fluid.
Okay. Well, I think I do need to ask you to explain that a little bit.
It's fluid like in liquid. We are navigating some waters, and these waters are not still waters. They are waving. Maybe a storm, a wind, a breeze, something comes along, and we need to navigate it along with the wave, along with the people, and no struggling, but in a natural, flexible, resilient, agile, fluid way.
Excellent. Letitia, thank you so much for talking to
Thank you, Harry.
And I wish you great fortune in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Harry. Thank you.